Hi everyone, you reached Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. For all of you out there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. Hit the like button, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. And share my video with your friends and family so that they can come to my channel and get to know me also. I'm here today with a quick, and when I say quick, a quick review on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the latest episode, because I'm running behind, okay? And tonight, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills come on. I might go live after it finished airing. I'm not sure because I'm still have so much to do. And really why I'm going extremely fast is because right now I am steaming my string beans for dinner, and usually I try not to eat this late, so I'm running late. So I'm steaming my string beans in some salt, pepper, butter, and garlic. So I'm steaming them off, and I'm washing dishes. So I really want to kind of do a speed through of this review, because in a minute in there, my dishwasher, in a minute you probably hear that cycle go through the water, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm really trying to do this in speed mode, but let's see how it goes. So overall, I will say this: the Real Housewives of Atlanta right now, for me, is kind of flatlined. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It kind of is what it is. I don't know how you're feeling about this season. So they promised us a big punch, a big bang, and maybe it's going to come in some later episodes. But right now, it's just even. It's just a flat line for me. And bringing back Sheree, I think definitely was a good idea. I think Sheree is actually very naturally just beautiful. So is Kenya Moore. So is the new girl Sonya. I think you pronounce the name Sonya. And that chick is in tip top shape. God bless her. I'm trying to get somewhere near there, okay? And hopefully maybe far off, I will be there, but she's in amazing shape. So what did I think about this episode? Let's start out with this. We're still dealing with these relationship problems between Drew and Ralph, and they go to the therapist. Now the therapist, I always thought he was kind of messy ever since he been on the show. Do you remember way back when Nene got pissed with him? He came to kind of solve some problem between Nene and the ladies. Nene got pissed because he really wasn't taking her side, and it was a whole debacle. I hope they can, I wish, maybe Bravo is paying him. I wish they find another therapist, because he seems a little messy. And why do I say that? Because Drew told her husband that Dr. Ken said that Ralph was a maniac. So what kind of therapist is doing couples therapy and going to tell the wife that your husband is a maniac? Maybe if they already broke up and they got a divorce, maybe in the aftermath he could say, you know what, I always thought he was a little off, I always thought he was a little crazy, but they're together, you're trying to keep them together, and you're going to call him a maniac. And do I believe that he said that? Wholeheartedly, 100%, and I'm going to tell you why. Why? Because when Drew mentioned it, well, actually Drew didn't mention it, when Ralph mentioned it, when him and Drew were having the couples therapy and Dr. Ken was there, Dr. Ken got a little emotional about it. Did you see how he got a little emotional about it? And then he said, it would benefit y'all when y'all having disagreements or situations that you keep Dr. Ken's name out of the situation. Whatever, Dr. Ken. So Dr. Ken gives them an assignment, and the assignment is try to go for 30 days without, arguing, bickering, and picking at each other. And so since they're on their way to the New York Kandi trip, they're going to try to see if they can handle and, achieve this assignment and get a good grade on this assignment while they're on their way to New York. So now, oh my God, you know what? This Marlo's house, right, that she's building. First of all, I love to see the ladies excel when they're on these different, reality shows, right? And again, I already said it. I can't say it enough. I think it's amazing that Marlo is being a Monty and taking care of her nephews. But it's like the ladies always try, they're always in competition with each other and trying to one up each other. So she's building this mega home that she doesn't want to tell us the price. But listen, whether you have purchased a mega home yourself or not, you can roundabout guess some numbers, and I'm guessing that this thing is in the millions, and not just 1 million. I'm thinking two, from the way the floor plan was, from the fact that she's building this thing from the ground up, and also how I know Marlo is going to make this thing. She's going to try to outbeat what Chateau Cheray and what Kenya did. Here's my only problem with her floor plan. So she had to knock off 1,500 feet. Okay, some people, listen, I don't even think my house is 1,500 feet. I think it's 1,200 and change. So she, just imagine, this is how big this home is, that she had to knock off 1,500 square footage just to come down to where her budget, where she wants her budget to be. And listen, if you know anything about when you're building a home, you can say your budget is one thing, but when they start doing it, even though she cut off that 1,500 square feet, that was from the baseline price that they gave her. But you best believe that that number is going to go up and up and up, because depending upon, you know, when they get the material, where the material is coming from, let's say it was 2.5 million, it turns into 3 million, because they can't really call the price of the material, because it all depends on when you are buying it. So she knocks off 1,500 square feet, and her bedroom is 500 square feet, but the closet is 800 square feet. Say what you want about Kenya Moore, but she knows her stuff, because she was looking like, is this what you really want to do? So we passed your mega closet to get to your tiny bedroom in a mansion, because it seems like she's building a mansion, okay? In a mansion that size, if you ever had to go to try to resell it, people would lose their mind. They're expecting a home of that grandeur to have a master bedroom, you know, huge master bedroom with a nice bathroom inside of it and a sitting area. I think she's making a huge mistake by scrunching the bedroom down to 500 square feet. But I can't wait to see the final product of what's the name, Marlo's home. Now, let's see. Oh, thoughts of a cuddle man. So Kandi is inviting everyone out to the city because she produced the play. And hands down, we always got to give it to Kandi with her business ventures, right? She's a very good businesswoman. So she's inviting them out, and she sends invitations to everyone's house with her. I want to say that's her cousin, because he was on the Old Lady Gang show that Kandi had, right? So that's Kandi's cousin and his fiance. Right now, that's his fiance. They come dressed in like she dressed the people when she did her dungeon tour. Now, here's the thing with that. One, I guess it's a reality show, so they knew these people were coming because they had to be home, right? But I'm just saying, like, in the real world, if you would have done that, anybody's kid or someone could have answered the door. Plus, neighbors have to be see this situation. But three, the thing that she refuses to forgive Phaedra about, she just is capitalizing off of it over and over and over and over again. And here's the thing, we can never tell anyone how they should feel. But I will say this, it comes a point sometimes in life where you gotta say, you know what, I'm gonna let this grudge go. I'm gonna go ahead and forgive. Not that I'm not still pissed that it happened, but I'm way past that now. You know, give the person an opportunity to maybe hear their side now, years later. I don't know. I just think she could forgive her now, because maybe I'm thinking, if it wasn't for that horrific moment, would we have Kandi coded the toys, and would she have done that whole dungeon tour? And would she have done all of those other things in relation to that situation if it wasn't for situation A? I don't know. What do you think? Chat with me in the comments. Is it time for Kandi to forgive Phaedra, especially because I think she made millions off of the horrific situation? Now let's carry on. So when they came to give them this invitation, they gave them some I guess it's sex toys, right? And so again, I want to say it's the same thing she did with Cynthia for Cynthia's bachelor party. I think Kandi is doing the most. I think it's a bit much. And no, I would not be walking around in the city with something in my private area and someone else just holding the remote and pressing it whatever time they felt. It's a hard no for me. I shall pass. And I don't blame some of the ladies for not being down with it. So what else did happen at this particular? Oh, we go to see Todd's condo. Listen, it's a great space. In real estate, one thing they said about real estate, I took a real estate class one time, and they said, listen, the land is the land. Whatever land is here on this earth, that's all it is. So whenever you have an opportunity to buy a piece of land, you should buy it. You should keep it. That's one way of getting generational wealth. And then you should just pass it on to your children or whoever you're going to pass it on to. I think the space is amazing. It has tons of potential. And even if Kandi doesn't want to stay in it when they go to the city, it's okay. Like a lot of people saying, let the daughter stay in it, or they can stay in it sometimes. Now, one piece I will say I do get about what Kandi is saying. When I go on vacation or go away, I really don't like these Airbnbs. And the reason why I don't like it, I like room service. I like to leave the hotel, come back, and my bed is made and everything is all cleaned up. That to me is what vacation is about. Now with these Airbnbs, you can hire someone to come clean, but are they going to wash your towels every night or give you fresh towels and have those little, nice body washes and all that there, and you could just turn over, wake up, dial a number and get some room service no matter what time it is? I don't think so. So on that note, I can understand her not wanting to stay in a condo all the time. But again, I feel like Kandi, there's got to be some give and take in a relationship. So the give and take in this particular situation should be, you know what? Every now and then, Todd, we can stay here once you renovate the condo, but I don't want to stay here every time I come to the city because I don't want to be cleaning, cooking, washing clothes, and doing whatever when I'm on vacation. I just want to be on vacation when I'm on vacation. Now, here we are. We're at the dinner. We're in the city. And this is what I'm going to end with because it was kind of interesting to me. Everybody's at dinner. Well, before I go to dinner, the dinner part, I will say this. All of those ridiculous stories about what's the craziest place you ever had sex, I think everybody's story was just absolutely ridiculous and crazy. But now let's get to this dinner table where again the focus is Drew and Ralph. So we're talking and Kenya decides to step in, and for a moment there I felt like, okay, she's having a good moment with Drew. She's kind of taking up for Drew. She's telling Ralph, you're a little bit disrespectful. You shouldn't be doing this to your wife. But then somehow, some way, the tables got turned there. And why did the tables get turned is because Kenya was saying that, if it were me, I would never, and I'm paraphrasing, guys, ever allow my husband to speak to me that way. If he did, I would be flipping this table. Now, Kenya, calm down. I like you. But you need to stop. You're not telling the truth. When Mark was on there and he was calling you Ken and not Kenya. When Mark was on there, he was being extremely disrespectful and I thought you went mute. You didn't say a word to him. When Mark was on there and he kept pushing you to be friends with Nene, even though you didn't want to, even though he knew the way Nene was doing you at the time and he was trying to make you do it, you didn't say anything. So Kenya, don't sit there and say, if it were your husband and he was being that disrespectful, you would be flipping a table. It's not true. And the thing that I don't like is when people will tell their friend or tell someone, if it were me, I would never. And then when their times come, they would, and then they would accept more craziness than you would have ever accepted in your life. So that happened at the table, and then she was initially taking up for Drew, but then the tables turned because she was like, Drew doesn't really apologize or accept responsibility for anything, and she's like clueless, right? She's clueless sometimes. She's like, what are you talking about? Me? What are you saying? I need some examples. Drew, are you serious? Like, I couldn't even believe it. But anyway, so Drew needed her examples, and here goes messy Sheree. But this is what Sheree does. This is what they brought her back for. Sheree, they used to call her the bone collector, and that's exactly what she is. And she has no problem, no qualms about, sprinkling a little bit of mess out there and then just sitting back and watching the aftermath. So Sheree comes out because Kenya said, well, Drew, the stuff between you and Sheree. And then Sheree's like, pretty much, Drew, why are you pissed at me when it was the assistant that put out these rumors about your husband? And I'm just telling you what he said. So now we have Ralph there at the table. Heard that this assistant Anthony said that he was gay, and it's just a whole hot mess, and we have to wait till next week to see how that all ends. And I forgot to mention that we were supposed to be meeting Tyrone on this New York trip. So since he's on probation, I think did they say 100 mile? I'm gonna say 100 mile. He has a 100-mile radius from, I guess, where he is stationed at. Do I call it station? No. Where he's at, where he's staying at, right? I don't know where he's staying at. So he has a 100-mile radius where he can travel, because I believe when you're on probation, you have to be back at your home base location by a certain time. So he promised her he was going to come see her. He are trying to arrange to come see her. But so far, Tyrone is a no-show. So we're going to see what happens with Tyrone. We're going to see what happens with this marriage between Ralph and Drew. And I'm praying that the Kandi and the Todd situation kind of turns all the way around. I think that Kandi has to learn, I don't know, what word should I use? I don't know if I should say humble herself. Well, no, I'm not going to say humble herself, but Kandi definitely has to learn how to respect her husband a little bit more. I think, it's high level disrespect between them, and she should try to fix it. But again, proud of her for that play, thoughts of a colored man in all of her business ventures. So I'm going to end it there, guys. And my overall thoughts is, I hope it picks up, because like I said, right now it has flatlined for me. It's okay. What do you think about Marlo in this 500 square foot bedroom in her mega mansion is looking like with the floor plans to me, with all of these different levels, and 800 square foot bedroom, but this place where you gotta lay your head is yay big in this big mansion. I can't wait to see this home. I hope that the home is completed before the season ends. I hope we don't have to wait for another season to see the home. And I really hope that since she invited them and shaded them as they was walking up, Sheree and Kenya, saying it took them forever to build their home, and said one is still building, like renovating her home. So then she better be finished with her home before this season is over. Thanks, guys, for watching. Don't forget to chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. Hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next video.